5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another iconic episode of the Vegan Steven podcast. That is right, we are here for another episode. It is pretty much live. We're broadcasting live from it's actually pretty hilarious right now. Do you know do you know when you're out do you know when you're out in a restaurant and you have like the Wi-Fi there? It's like, you know, you're in a coffee shop, you have this little shitty Wi-Fi, dog slow, it's always cutting off. And so there's this shop in shop like Tesco's or Dunnes Stores, one of those supermarkets, like and I'm uploading the podcast off its like public internet, so it's absolutely hilarious because normally, you know, if you upload a video off your own phone or something, it goes up in like, I don't know, fucking half an hour, 15 minutes. If you use public Wi-Fi, like, you know, like the Wi-Fi that's just free on the street, like Dublin Wi-Fi, Waterford Wi-Fi, this shop's Wi-Fi, you know, if you're walking inside a shop, this is Wi-Fi. It takes me 12 hours to upload a video. I had to leave on the internet like all night long for it to upload. It's absolutely gas, because don't want to get into logistics or whatever, but you know, there's this thing called the coronavirus. There's a big lockdown, so a lot of people are left without like internet and data and stuff. Got them in for whatever reason. There's no fucking Wi-Fi, so there you go. So there's a slight today. I thought you'd enjoy that. Because it's absolutely mad just how long it takes to do anything on, you know, public Wi-Fi. It's absolutely hilarious. You know, when you're trying to like watch a YouTube video on the bus or something, it just keeps sticking. It's like, oh, I'm fucking right. Yeah, the only thing you can do is maybe check WhatsApp, and I'm trying to upload like an hour-long video on it. Oh my god. I'm the reason that everyone else's internet is slow. Like. Alright. Today's date is I don't know yet, but the time is 11:07. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Today was a nicer day than today. I'm just going to tell you that straight off the bat. It's still fucking gorgeous out. It's a little bit damp. It has been raining last night. I personally have put so much work in to talking about the weather, because I fucking hate the weather. I don't, like, as in, like, when I say I hate the weather, I'm a big fan of Billy Connolly, and Billy Connolly believes that you shouldn't call weather, well, big psychological thing is with shoulds and shouldn'ts, but we'll ignore that for a minute. That's kind of another thing. But he's saying that he believes that you shouldn't call weather good weather or bad weather. Just call it weather. Because if you're constantly in a country like Ireland or Scotland, it rains every day, so you constantly be having bad weather. And imagine how annoyed would you be if you're in a country that you're told constantly having bad weather. You'd be fucking pissed off, man. But if it's just weather. As Billy Connolly says, there's no such thing as bad weather, just wearing with the wrong attire. So, you know, what raincoat you're wearing, what fucking, yeah, it's so true, man. I can't get over the fucking peacefulness. It's almost like being dead. Or there's nothing happening in Ireland. Just like, I'm in the city centre, like Waterford city centre, like it's fucking amazing. It's like right, like in the actual, if you look down, all the big shops are just right there. It's absolutely amazing. And there's not a tap, no one's walking around. The only people walking around are fucking guards. And when I see the guards, I'm like, oh jeez. Just because no one's meant to be out. So there, yeah, it's just mad. It's just absolutely mad. As I said, this is particularly blowing my mind because I refused to, you know, go on holiday for like the last 8 years or something. So if you can imagine a lad who's never been on holiday before, that's me. I don't know, I'm just fucking loving it. Like, I'm absolutely loving it. Like, it's like being born again. You don't have to do, all your routines are gone. Even if you try to do the routines, they don't work and stuff, because, you know, you don't have all your stuff. Like, I want to record an album here and I don't even have my microphones with me, so I can't record. So it's like you're forced to relax. It's so good. And there's no internet here, so you can't even like watch YouTube and shit. It's actually like, you hear about these Buddhist like retreats where, you know, you go away for like a week of silence and so on, to recheck in with like your natural body, how your body naturally works, and, you know, fucking all this stuff. But man, it's actually amazing. I'm sure you guys are, wherever you're living, you're probably experiencing the same amount of peace, but you may be panicked by it, at least at the start, man. When I first noticing with this whole coronavirus thing, there's no one on the streets, I was really freaked out. Really fucking freaked. And now it just feels like, if there's ever people on the street again, it'll just be a bit gross. I don't know, these are all just feelings that are passing through my mind, so not sticking with any of them. They're just emotions in the air. You get to choose which ones you hold on to, I guess. Today is Sunday, so happy Sunday. It's the 5th. It's the April 2020. Time again is 11:11. 7-Eleven was a part-time job. That's one of my favourite jokes about conspiracy theories, because there's this thing, is 9/11, which is the Twin Towers going down, which in itself is a very controversial topic, like the coronavirus. They have, I think they're nearly neck and neck for conspiracy theories at this stage. Like, it's mad how you can turn a natural disaster into a highly charged political event, and it's just a natural disaster. Like, of course, I'm oversimplifying and so on, but it's just absolutely insane. I was watching a documentary there. I'll give you the name of it just for a little bit of context. The documentary was, anyone can watch on YouTube, it's just called like The Soul, and there's a whole belief system that the soul is 21 grams. If anyone's a hardcore vegansteven fan, you'll know from my back catalogue I got a lyric, I'm 21 grams lighter, I swear, and so on. But we won't get into that just yet. We'll stick to the I'm just really loving it. Like, it's really like shaking the coronavirus, like shaking the fucking tree. All the apples fucking fall down, and whenever apples are still up there, they're still gonna get eaten, but they're hanging around for a few weeks or something. Like, it's just everyone's. If you're doing something stupid, you know, like, if I don't know, lads can't go to the pub. Man, there's lads on the seafront just drinking cans, and to be honest, it's really nice. In Waterford, like, I know I keep going on about Waterford, but by God, it's fucking gorgeous. It's just like, if you imagine somewhere just being really fucking clean and just everyone being really nice, like suspiciously nice. I think it feels like there's no crime here. Like, people just they don't leave their doors open, but they definitely like leave it on the latch or whatever. And that's in the fucking city centre. It's fucking mad. The thing is, like, everyone knows fucking everyone. Like, if you did something wrong though, like, everyone knows you. So there's not the amount of anonymity that there is in Dublin. Like, if you're in Dublin and, you know, you hit someone a night out or something, you might get away with it. But in Waterford, I think, like, your mum and your uncle be getting a text being like, "Jeez, you see fucking vegansteven down the pub there looking a bit leery, had a fight with the fucking bouncer." Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more accountability, I think, in these smaller towns. And Waterford's not even fucking small. Like, I was a big fan of this gentleman called, he does Rory's Stories. I'd highly recommend him. Rory's Stories. He just does everyday, you know, low production quality, high quality comedy. And he talks about how before the coronavirus, you kind of have an excuse to get exercise, especially, you know, all the guards going around and stuff. So they stop you and go, where are you going? Where are you coming from? And if you say anything but you're going home or else you're going shopping, like, you just, well, you need to go home or else you need to, it's good best for everyone's safety and so on, but it does make you feel a bit like a criminal. A little bit, I don't know. That's just my irrational fear of getting arrested and then locked up for the rest of my life for, like, looking like someone. It's very hard to know what the police, because the police have the potential to have you locked up for the rest of your life and so on. If for some reason they chose to, but at the same time, if you got nothing to hide, why worry? So it's kind of like worrying about nothing, isn't it? It's kind of like worrying about death, but no one knows like what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, so I think it's, every country is different. In some countries, the police are a bit more corrupt than others. In Ireland, I think it's not too bad. They have a good support system for, if a guard is acting the bollocks, they get found out quick enough, unless they're on the high end, and then mixed. But sure listen. But yeah, it's pretty good. Like one of my old teachers got the shite beat out of him because he was shifting his girlfriend down the laneway, and the guards beat the shite out of him because they thought he was someone else or something. And there's a big lawsuit. As far as I know, he won and all. So I don't know. It's good. Like, it's good if someone makes a mistake, they're accountable. And it's a bit awkward on the guards because it's like, fuck. You can't. No matter what you do, you can't do it right. Like, it's always going to be someone complaining if you're fucking the man in control. And there's a certain person who's drawn to law enforcement. Someone who wants power, who's used to being inferior. So, like, psychopaths are generally drawn to law enforcement and just positions of power and so on. So, but having said that, they generally wouldn't be the average lad in the street. They tend to work their way up pretty quick. So, all I'm saying is you don't have to worry about it too much because the real snakes are a sight better. Who knows? I'm just making up a load of things to do with law enforcement statistics. So what's a psychopath? CHYCOPATH. Psychopaths. Was it most jobs or something like that? Psychopath jobs. Alright, list of jobs with the highest rates of psychopathy. CEO. So that's I thought it was a chairman administrator or something, I can't remember. A lawyer, also known as a lawyer. A media, radio, TV presenter. Whoops, that's me. Whoops. Salesperson. Whoops, that's me. Whoops. Surgeon. Whoops, that's me. No, it's not. Surgeons. A journal. Oh my god, a clergy person. That's fucking insane. Let's fucking. Can I go to the restroom? Alright, listen. You have a great time. So, I want you to just. There's this place Waterford, right? It was originally I don't know, like they didn't make the fucking land or anything, but it was the Vikings were absolutely loved Waterford. So there's a load of Viking boats and so on. Vikings are these lads. Who the fuck are the Vikings? Vikings. Right, the internet doesn't know. Okay, so anyway, psychopaths. List of psychopaths. So I was going for a walk around the old Waterford, right? And I don't want to be rude, but I had to make use of the bathroom. And I was looking for somewhere to go, and everywhere around me is just like a historical Viking monument, and I was just, this is actually poor form. So I couldn't relieve myself, and I just had to go home. Because I don't know, that might just sound really fucking weird and random, but what I'm saying is, like, normally if you're really stuck, you can, go on a laneway or whatever if you have to go to the bathroom. But everything in fucking Waterford is just a fucking ship. This used to be fucking a Viking thing. That used to be a Viking thing. I don't know. It's just absolutely fucking amazing. So it's 790 was the Viking age until 10,066. So this is way before fucking anyone was about. There's lots of boats around here and like Viking watchtowers and shit, where they used to, just they had these big tall buildings. They used to just be on the lookout and go, right, there's a fucking Viking coming, ring the bell. I think they're from Denmark and Sweden, the Vikings, Norse people who were from the late 8th to 11th century. Forget about the 20th century. These lads are from number 8. Just 8. Not 18, just 8. These are the original fucking OG lads. Exploring fucking Iceland, Greenland, Vinland. Well, these lads not just like go somewhere warm and give themselves a fucking break. Like, they're going from somewhere fucking cold to somewhere colder. Lads, just head off to Barbados there, good man. I know it hadn't been invented yet, but give yourselves a little break, like, you know what I mean? Man, Vikings. Fucking mental. Absolutely fucking wild. Yeah, so let's just have a little look. Vikings and fucking Control F Waterford. Alright, there's nothing to do with Vikings and Waterford there, but it's Viking city. So the Vikings just went around fucking invading everywhere, raping and pillaging, stealing. List of jobs with the highest rates of psychopathy. CEO, grand, that's like stocks and shit. No, it's not. It's at the top of a board of directors. Anyway, lawyer, it's like the school principal. Lawyer, media, TV/radio. Yeah. Salesperson. Oh my god, salesperson. The reason why I'm so obsessed with psychopaths is because I've spent a lot of my life trying to be a psychopath, which I know seems very disgusting. It's just that I'm trying to balance out my natural people pleaser, putting people way ahead of myself and so on. So in order to make sure that my needs are met and not putting other people always first of myself, I've studied psychopaths, to make sure, and deals to make sure that the other person is, needs are being met, but you gotta make sure your own needs are being met first, which is fucking disgusting, I know, and it makes you feel gross inside, but that's why it's that feeling of grossness inside that's been messing me up and so on. A lot of it has to do with just, low expectations of yourself and so on. Sometimes these psychopath people have very high opinions of themselves, so they think I deserve more because I'm better, and sometimes more agreeable people think I'm not as good, so I deserve less. On a subconscious level. It's all to do with agreeableness and disagreeableness. women tend to be more higher on the agreeable scale, and men tend to be higher on the disagreeable scale. Some professions tend to be dominated by less agreeable people. Professions tend to be dominated by the less agreeable people, and so on. So you know them kind of leader lads who are like, I'm right and everyone else wrong. And then these alpha males who are completely disagreeable in the drug world, for example, end up follow the path of least resistance. They end up in the drug world or whatever, and fucking kill each other. So normally these alpha males just fucking kill each other, or else end up locked up in prison. So that's why the prison system's locked up, jammed full of people who are either alpha males or trying to be alpha males, and they end up getting involved in antisocial activity, and they end up in jail. If they end up being educated, they end up being CEOs, law enforcement, which is absolutely hilarious because it's the exact opposite of it's a clergy person. Oh my Jesus. To be honest, there's a lot of fucking power to be had in the fucking clergy. Only if you play your cards right. You've got to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Alright, so as I said, I've studied serial killers, all sorts of things. And people very upfront say, listen, Vegan Steven, do not ever say that you've studied these evil people to learn the dark arts. It may be, in a oversimplified version, it may be seen that as a devil worshipping and stuff like that. Satanism and devil worshipping is all to do with going after meeting your needs first. If anyone has ever had like a lot of times people get very stressed out, mothers and so on, because they're trying to predict and look after like fucking 12 kids or something. It just can't be done. It's fucking stressful job. Like mother's work's never done. So yeah, I don't know, it's very stress inducing being a very caring person. It's just that there is a need for mutual beneficial transactions, and that's just the fucking way of life. If you don't do it, you end up starving, and you have to end up, if you don't become that person who racks up a lot of mutually beneficial transactions, that's such as in exchange for money, you end up having to be a burden on someone else who does it, or whatever, or else you gotta have someone ahead of you in the pack who'll do it. So you can either hide behind someone who does these disgusting acts, or you can do it yourself. So it's very disgusting, must say. All the greats kind of distance themselves from these. Normally they get someone to do their dirty work for them so they don't get their hands dirty. You especially don't want to get caught doing dirty work. So there's normally a fall guy in the middle. But anyway, listen, we're getting off topic here. So not that we ever were on topic. The list of jobs. What I'm trying to say is I'm searching for balance. I was too good, too nice, and now I'm trying to. This is a good girl gone bad. Rihanna. Alright, here we go. List of jobs with the highest rates of psychopathy. Lovely. CEO, lawyer, media, TV, radio, salesperson, surgeon, journalist, police officer, clergy person, chef. That's fucking insane. Chef. What the fuck are these lads doing? Chefs. I did not see that coming. What a fucking wild card. Since when are chefs psychopaths? Civil servant. What the fuck? List with the highest rates of psychopathy. Like, I could see, politicians needing to be high on psychopathy and so on. But yeah, a lot of psychopaths. Yeah, psychopaths. A lot of the reason why they are psychopaths is because they don't have they don't process emotions same way that normal people do. They kind of for example, if they see their mother being hurt, they won't feel anything, kind of thing, when they're younger and stuff. It's just like a lack of empathy, and yeah, I'm just trying to tone down my empathy, I guess, because it's just becomes a burden, You gotta feed yourself sometimes, stop feeding others. Here we go. The list of jobs with the lowest rates of psychopathy. Care aside. What the fuck's care aside? CAREAIDE. Care aid. Care aid, okay. Nurse. That's quite interesting how nurse is low and surgeon is high. Alright, therapist. I think that's quite interesting. Well, I'd like to know what kind of therapist, but anyway. Craftsperson. Hopefully that doesn't mean musician. Craftsperson. Alright, beautician and stylist. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Charity worker. So that's also very interesting, isn't it? There's charity workers and charity owners, isn't there? Clinton Foundation, charity owners. Charity workers, people who work for free and don't get paid. Charity owners, get paid, get bonuses. Charity workers don't get paid. They get paid in emotional and social benefits, but they don't get paid in hard cash, typically, unless they're a management charity worker. But it's not generally a position you would go into unless you're... There's a lot of money to be made if you're corrupt. Vegan Steven corrupt charity coming soon. It's in the post. Teacher, number 7. Fuck. I guess I'm a teacher, so I guess I'm... whatever. Teacher, okay. Here we go. Number 8, creative artist. See, this doesn't make sense to me at all now, I must say. Because it has a lot of these are directly contradicting each other. Okay, anyway. Doctor. A doctor is number 9 for lowest rates of psychopathy. But most serial killers are doctors because they go unnoticed. And a lot of them, it's just mercy killings and so on. And just, putting up a little bit too much morphine in the blood systems to kind of pass out a bit. Normally, to legally kill someone, they up the happy chemicals and they just kind of go into seduced coma and stuff and pull the feed or whatever. Allegedly. There's kind of ways which doctors kind of nudge them to death kind of quicker. They do stuff like cut their food, keep them on, and they just kind of waste away and die and shit. But in one way it's disgusting, in another way it's kind of like it is fucking the best way to go. Like, I've just been fucking hooked on heroin. I don't know. They basically give them heroin and it's just like a blissful overdose, just like fucking euphoric. Alright, doctor, accountant, lovely. I think they call them angel of death, these doctors who got the psychopath next door. Man, what's very interesting is everyone is somewhere on the psychopathy scale. So, someone might stamp on your foot and fucking throw cereal in your face one time when they're fucking 8 years old, and you'd be like, well, they're a psychopath. But they got to be consistent in a broad variety of... Everyone is, a fucking violent outburst or something when you get pushed too far or whatever. Yourself, like you've been fired from your job, fucking you've lost your arm and you end up calling someone a C-word just because you're on edge. People's tolerance of other people. If you have a parent or someone around you and they constantly call you like I don't know, piece of shit, or they just say, right, you're not good at running or something like that, I don't know. And you'd be annoyed. They do something you don't like, and with family and friends you forgive them over time. But what I find very interesting is if you don't know someone and they give you one of these, they cross your path or whatever in a negative way, they borrow a pencil but don't give it back. Something innocent enough, you'd be like, that person's a flippin' cunt, man. They're scum of the earth. But they're your friend and did the same thing, you just forgive them. I don't know if that's coming across, but there's very, very... friends are just strangers that you know. And you're very, very forgiving of of people you know, even though it's very weird. It's very, 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 very weird. It's very, very strange. No, it's a psychopath. It's like a psychopath death. Alright, here we go. Famous angels of death. Let's have a little look at this. Angels of mercy. Criminology. So this is why I was so confused. This is quite a famous, well-known kind of thing. It's called Angel of Mercy, and this is because most people think of, if you think of a killer, you think of maybe like some lad, he's on fucking crack, he's got a little knife there, and he's only got one shoe on, and somebody who's very down their luck, hasn't touched in reality in a few weeks. And but in fact, the people who actually do, as regards from technical base, actually like take the life away from people, not necessarily break in someone's house or attack someone on the street, but the people who are actually doing the killing are a lot more in plain sight. So here we go. An angel of mercy, or angel of death, is type of criminal offender, often a type of serial killer, who is usually employed as a caregiver or initially harms or kills people under their care. Intentionally kills or harms people under their care. The angel of mercy is often in a position of power and may decide the victim would be better off if they no longer suffered from whatever severe illness is plaguing them. This person then uses their knowledge to kill the victim in some cases. As time goes on, this behaviour escalates and encompasses the healthy and the easily treated. Yeah. So they just be like, right, that person isn't good looking, they should probably die. And it just gets out of hand, you know what I mean? Alright, characteristics and motivations. The motivation of this type of criminal is variable, but generally falls into one or more types of patterns. Mercy killer believes the victims are suffering or beyond help, though this belief may be delusional. There's a big thing in the last, how many years, what's that thing called, where you fucking assisted suicide, so they get like some, it's not very nice, but they it usually involves gas, so they put a bag over your head and release like laughing gas or one of those things. Not laughing gas, but anyway. And person just goes to sleep, and then when the cops come, they just say, oh, that person fucking put a bag over their own head. I don't know how that got there. But it's they have to do it themselves. They have to pass generally an ethical code, so they would have to say they have to be legal. They have to be sane, because they're not sane. Now this is all legal, of course, but it's just an ethical. They have an ethical code or whatever. So if the person is sane, they have to be sane. They have to be able to agree to put the bag over their own head and stuff like that, and turn on their own gas. Yeah, there you are. And then if the person shows up and the person can't do it themselves, then they're just like, right, we can't help you. I don't know, maybe they do it anyway, who knows. And then money gets involved, and the monies get very murky and confused. There we go. Is it satanic? SADISTIC. Use their position in a way of exerting power, EXERTING power, and control over helpless victims. Malevolent hero, MALIGANANT hero, a person wherein the subject endangers the victim's life in some way and then proceeds to save them. Ooh, this is in like a lot of Shakespeare and shit, isn't it? A lot of old stories. Some Fegan, FEIGAN, attempting resuscitation, all the while knowing their victim is already dead and beyond help, but hope to be seen as successfully making effort. malevolent here. That's fucking strange, isn't it? So there's a load of things here. Medical field. Some people in pathological interest in their power, life and death can be attracted by medical or related professions. Killers who occupy the role of a professional carer, and sometimes referred to as angels of death or angels of mercy, in this role may kill their parents for money, for a sense of sadistic pleasure, for a belief that they are easing the parents' pain, or simply because they can. In some cases, the killer claims the motive for euthanasia, that's what's that, like polite killing or something? Euthanasia, where is it there? Euthanasia, when it's not. The difference is when that a serial killer lacks the sense of compassion towards the motive. The patient, which is then expected in situations of euthanasia. Most murders committed by nurses are performed by lethal injection. They give the old... You see it in all the crime films, don't they? The typical medical professional who kills 2 patients each month. Oh, Jesus fucking hell. A 2011 study of characterizing 70 female serial killers found that 30% of the offenders were nurses. Well, that fucking contradicts the other thing, isn't it? But this isn't really psychopathy, is it? It's something else. It's kind of a mercy killing. You know, if someone is fucking agony all day and the nurse has to see them in pain all day and no one visits them. I could see how you could be persuaded to think it would be a good thing for them to die and so on. Like, you know yourself, if it's a dog that knocks down or something, sometimes the best thing to do is fucking put it out of its misery or something. If it's like, if it doesn't look like it's gonna last another hour or whatever. Whereas if it's humans, you know, it's a lot more complicated, a lot more legislation in place. Let's see. The problem again is with animals, euthanasia can become a profitable business and so on. I don't know if anyone's witnessed. There's this documentary called The Tiger King where they used the cubs as toys, and then they'd euthanize the cubs once they got too big and make new cubs. It's then The Tiger King, man. But yeah, popular business practice. Like, where do you think the kittens go? But anyway, okay. One such killer was Nurse Jane Topman, who admitted during her murder trial that she was sexually aroused by death. Oh, fuck yeah. That is fucking gas. Is that a pun? I don't know. Don't see what that's fucking mental. She would administer a drug mixture to a patient she chose as her victims, lie in bed with them and hold them close by her body as they died. Fuck. Another example is Harold Shipp, an English doctor, who made it appear that his victims died of natural causes / disease. Between 1975 and 1998, he murdered at least 215 patients. This is all Wikipedia, by the way. Angel of Mercy or whatever. He is... See, that's what I mean. You think of a serial killer, alright, and normally Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever, like, maybe fucking 20, 25 or something. These lads, 215, like, racking up serious numbers, like. If he suspected of having murdered 250 people. A Don John Balcom Adams, meanwhile, though acquitted in 1957 of the murder of one patient, is believed to have killed around 163 patients. So, coronavirus, you've got nothing on these lads, I'm just telling you now, like, these lads will fuck you up. An example of a malevolent, malignant hero social killer was Richard Angelo, who was called the Angel of Death or Angel of Mercy. Angelo devised a plan that he would inject patients with drugs and then rush into the room and attempt to save the patient, that he could be the hero to the patient's family. Very interesting. A lot of these things are, it's like a psychic, it's kind of weird, like, are they doing these because they're getting off on it? Do they feel like they're being God or something, or do they think that they're doing the right thing? Like, the angle, that even if it looks like murder, sometimes things are, in their own mind, they think they're doing the right thing and so on. Like, some serial killers and so on, or murderers, think like that that their victim was possessed by the devil and they had to get the devil out of the victim. The only way they could do it was to kill them and so on. And sometimes they believe in their own mind that they were doing the right thing because they haven't, touched reality in a while, or at least everyone else's reality. This motive of experiment from introducing a health crisis for the patient has recently been labelled as a professional version of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. That's Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a type of factitious disorder. Richard Angelo confessed to killing 25 of his patients. A number of medical murders have involved in fraud. So yeah, sometimes there's money involved and signing of wills last minute, so some dodgy shit. But if they don't do that stuff, then if there's no paper trail, then these guys can often get away with it. If there's no cash reward, that's typically what people's motives is, or whatever. A number of medical murders are involved in fraud. For example, H.H. Holmes was often insurance scams. I think he was the big serial killer. Yeah, he was the American serial killer who, I think he had the big fucking serial killing half-gaff hotel, didn't he? Oh yeah, that lad, fucking hell, he's fucking mental. He's around in 1892. Jesus. That lad is an absolute... He's literally like... He's like the number one serial killer. As in, like, he puts everyone else to shame, like... if it was a competition. Was often involved in insurance scams and confidence tricks, yeah. So he'd use it to get their money and shit. Harold Simpson had previous conviction, and he used to do stuff like kill people instead of paying them and stuff. Kill builders instead of paying them, so they wouldn't know things. Anyway, Harold Shipman had a previous conviction for prescription fraud and forgery, which he was fined £600. Grand, man. If someone's, I won't get into that anyway. I thought if you forged it, you just fucking go away. I didn't know, it's just fine. More known angels of death include Beverly Elbert, English nurse who murdered 4 child patients. Christian Gilbert, American nurse who convicted serial killer. Donald Harvey, American orderly who convicted serial killer. Amo Kohoshki, Finnish nurse who convicted for 5 murders and 5 attempts of murder. Jesus. So these lads aren't going around with noise ranting. These lads are just like, the people are already like, they're going to die in a week, and they're like, right, we'll kill them today, kind of thing. So I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't go to hospitals, it scared the shit out of me. But Morgan something, Anglo-American positioned Yekide, and Neil Holgan, a German nurse who convicted serial killer. There was a concern that legislation in euthanasia could enable serial killers use euthanasia mask murders motives. Concern over the possibility could fuel mistrust and preventative care practitioners among the general public, and mistrust of the government agencies and properly oversee nursing homes. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever witnessed, talk to people in nursing homes, but a lot, they're like fucking, a lot of paranoia going on, like fucking this lad fucking robbed my thing, this nurse stole my fucking watch and all this stuff. It's very, very common. Sometimes there is, nurses nicking shit, but a lot of the time it has to do with, you can't really remember what. There's issues with memory, and sometimes when you go visit someone in a nurse home, they often don't even know who you are, even though you knew them for years, and a lot of things are at play. So it's I'm not an expert, I wouldn't know, but I'm willing to make up some shit. Just joking. It's 11:52. Vegan Steven podcast. In popular culture, the two spinner ants in Joseph Cazalet play. Oh yeah, this is Angels of Mercy. So these are fictional characters. In television, Dexter. So you might have heard Dexter. Dexter Morgan's first kill is his father's nurse, an Angel of Mercy, who worked in a fictional Angel of Mercy hospital. Any other Sherlock in episode 1 season 5 television elementary Lesser Evils, Sherlock Holmes solves a serious murder. Angel hospitals revealed the work of a janitor, himself an ex-doctor. So you can see, and Hollyoaks, British Hope Hollyoaks story involved gloved hand killer, seemingly hard-working doctor who crumbled under the pressure of, you get the idea. So it's always been a part of culture, mercy killing. Sometimes you see in the pillow come out and so on. It's fucking mad. So this is under the heading homicide anyway. Assassination, child murder, consensual homicide. Jeez, consensual homicide, that's a fucking weird one, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus. That's mad, no? Alright. Jesus. Angels of Mercy, eh? That's something else, isn't it? Because it seems like there could be an angle at, and if it was in court, like you could have an emotional angle that would make it seem right. And it's interesting that you can't bring it in, not because it's right or not, because of the social implications of mercy suicide. Things like, I for one would be terrified to go to the doctor. If I found out, even as soon as I found out about angel killings, I was like, I'm never going to the hospital again. Obviously it's very, very rare to have one of these angels of deaths. Like, they're very, very rare, but they do go on for years and years and years, and people often don't realise it till after. It's been going on for years. Yeah. The lads only generally get caught when it turns out they've insurance claims bounced back to them from their patients and shit, and there's things like they get, if they just do a mercy killing, like, in and out, there's never really an issue, but it's when they have, if there's any money involved, such as typically there'll be a lot of cases of not so much mercy killing, but mercy killing for money, where they get the old person to, like, sign contracts. They'd be like, oh, can you sign this thing for me? It's to do with fucking me planting a banana tree. It would actually be like sign away a right of attorney and something, and they wouldn't realise what they're signing, and they'd be signing to rearrange their will and all this stuff at the last minute to give it out to the doctor and stuff. So that kind of stuff, that those doctors get caught like fucking very fucking quick, especially if it happens like more than 3 times. Like, it's a common kind of story plot in some episodes of TV shows and films. It's quite interesting. But what I find really interesting is that it's actually occurs in nature. By that, like, it's always been a thing in culture. Yeah, it's fucking mad. But yeah, it's strictly under criminology, so it's very interesting altogether. Because how did we get here? We started looking at, so once again, the list of jobs with the lowest rates of psychopathy are care aides, number 2 nurses, 3 and number 9 doctors. So it's kind of yeah. But there, you know what? In every profession, all sorts of things go on. Drugs go on in every profession. I don't know, outside marital affairs. I can't think of anything else. Fucking showing up late. Everything happens in every area of life, so. Should we listen? We'll have a little look at the news anyway. See what's happening. It's just it's pretty much just, you know, coronavirus is still going on. Don't go outside. If you're a vegan, you should probably be terrified out of your mind because you might be dying. How should you feel about people being vegan? That's like the vegan news. World news is like, alright, anyway, should listen. Right, here's front page news from Russia Today. Oh, here we go. What do you have to lose? Trump touts anti-malaria drug and as COVID-19 cure. Urges India to lift export ban. Man, I was talking about that anti-malaria thing like fucking a month and a half ago. Anyway. But to be honest, I don't know anything about it. I just heard some lad talking about it and I started talking about it, so I'm trying to still claim all the fucking claim for it as if I fucking invented the thing. Anyway, praising the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine as a potential cure for COVID-19 and claiming he would take a pill himself. It's like claiming to take a fucking Panadol. If infected, US Donald Trump urges Indian PM Narendra Modi to lift ban on its exports. So here, low risk business. Businesses in Iran will start opening within a week. Yeah. So there's the containment phase which is going on in Ireland right now, and moving on. Doctors are sending out do not resuscitate forms, telling people like my disabled daughter to sign them. I find it that chilling. Jesus Christ, do not resuscitate forms. What the fuck? I know someone who went out of their way to get a do not resuscitate form because they kind of don't really, I don't know how to say this nicely, but they're kind of sick of being alive. They've been sick for a long time, and they're kind of looking for. They may or may not be looking for, you know. They may just kind of want to be out of the game, really, because they're not having a great time, and they went out of their way to legally sign a do not resuscitate form. Yeah. So you don't really know the full context of this, but yeah, there you are. Doctors are sending do not resuscitate forms, telling people like my disabled daughter to sign them. I find that chilling. First quarantine. Now digital labour bells. How freedom on Britons will be surrender if a fit of COVID-19 panic. India locks itself down over coronavirus. West's bias factories is working overtime. Guess what? Liberal thinkers would class doesn't need your condescending open meds. Alright, so it's definitely, that headline definitely scares the shit out of me, but right beside it they have articles about lingerie models and how they're getting on with their children and stuff. So to be honest, I think it might be just a load of shite. Like it's surrounded by other bogus clickbait to do with Kill Bill, and so it's fair. I think they're just looking to scare the shite out of us, to be honest. Alright, we're moving on. But yeah, that's fucking scary shit, man. Some people don't really want to are kind of a bit sick of being alive and stuff, and they're kind of Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, who knows? Four questioned over Belfast killing. Right, Dame Street. Man threatened shop staff, then coughed on Gardaí and said he had coronavirus when resisting arrest. Okay. Gardaí urge public to continue social distancing ahead of expected coronavirus peak. Jesus. And HSE confirms 20 PPE order below standard. Trump accepts a lot of death in the US. Today's COVID main points. Lovely. Alright. So that's a little bit of the news. So, to summarise, the news is very strange because they go like, this is what's going to happen over the next 6 months or whatever, and then they constantly update you. I don't know. The news is just it has a. I'm a emotional sponge, so if I watch negativity, I become negative and so on. Just like I guess I'm more aware of it than other people, or else it's just me. Who knows? I haven't figured that bit out yet. Award-winning documentary about veganism and religious doubts on Amazon Prime. Possibly an ad. Top stories, vegan news. 20 pledges for 2020. How coronavirus has completely changed the way I shop for my vegan diet. What's very nice, I must admit, is being vegan. With coronavirus and all that stuff, all our vegan food is fucking, no one's touched it, which is absolutely brilliant. Like, there's been no shortage in vegan food whatsoever, because everyone's like, ooh, gross, what's in it? That looks kind of gross. It's really weird, it's not me in it, must be gross. So I'm absolutely loving it, I must say. Just because ignorance is bliss, but just, I don't know. It's just very nice being in this kind of, it's like this, I'm in the secret club or some bullshit where I can eat whatever food I want because no one else wants it. I don't know, but sure, listen, that's life. And it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today. I hope you're keeping well with your all your endeavours. And this has been the vegansteven podcast. I'll see you here again tomorrow. Everything seems to be going well in the world. Trying to worry too much about all this angel deaths and all that stuff. It's just entertainment. It honestly doesn't happen very often. We only listed off fucking 4 of them, so don't need any fucking sleep about it. To be honest, if I was a few years younger, I would be afraid to go to the hospital for the next 10 years, man. I'm just like, there's definitely one angel death in there, and there possibly is, but we'll leave it there. Alright, all the best, have a great day, and if you can, some people believe, don't ask for advice because you are the only person who will advise you properly. But it takes an awful lot of confidence to follow your instinct, doesn't it? And even more confidence to slightly alter your path when you come across a problem, but just go around it and stay on the same track. Because a lot of people, they want to stay on the path of least resistance, so as soon as they meet a problem, they're just like, alright, this road isn't going to work, and then just go a different road, like whatever all their friends are doing, which is fine. It's definitely the safe way. And when I say safe, I mean convenient. You need to be you don't really need to be that awake. I was watching this documentary on the soul and all that stuff, and they were just saying, I was talking so much about holidays and stuff. When you're a child, your brain's constantly going bopping around, lit up because it's like it's on holiday. It's like, wow, what's all this fucking amazing stuff around? And then after 2 weeks, you're kind of like, I'm kind of used to this being on holiday or whatever. The benefit of holiday wears off after 2 weeks, so you got to go on to a different destination every 2 weeks. It's like, trying heroin. Was it chasing the dragon if you're doing heroin or something? Chasing that first high. Yeah, that's holiday science. Apparently it only lasts for 2 weeks and you got to go on to the next destination. It's interesting. It's interesting. Because a lot of people, they set up somewhere like, this is fucking brilliant. They're on that 2 week honeymoon buzz, and then 2 weeks are gone, they're like, oh jeez, why am I here? I don't know. Alright, all the best.